Hi, my name is Sky Berg, and this is my project on reflective practice. We walk down many paths during the day, travel down many roads in our lifetime, and climb many stairs to reach our destination. It is through our choices, individuality, and experiences that make us who we are and what we become. Our interactions flow like the wind, gently gliding and moving around others. With those who travel similar paths, the views and experiences can be different in the eyes of another person. The past traumas, heartbreak, and failures reflect upon the way we handle situations and overcome obstacles. When reviewing reflective practice, we as individuals learn, grow, and adapt to changes and challenges that come across our path, especially in the healthcare field. Learning for myself involves interaction, tactile response, and being part of the experience. It is through moments, case studies, and events that help us to reflect and utilize that knowledge to further our education and improve upon our outcomes in the future. For this reflective presentation, the glossary terms that will be utilized will be emotional intelligence, self-awareness, motivation, human suffering, and mindfulness. Emotional intelligence reflects upon your own feelings as well as those of others and gives insight into managing yourself and the relationships around you. Emotional intelligence incorporates many aspects of reflective practice, but the main determinant is the ability to monitor feelings and emotions, to discriminate among them, and then using the information to guide thinking and actions. Self-awareness is key to the development of emotional intelligence, as it allows for us to recognize the feelings we have and become aware of our mood and the thoughts that are driving our disposition. Both reflective practice involves reflection, emotional intelligence, and the desire and development of insight and self-awareness. Emotional intelligence for me reflects upon the hardships, the struggle, and the non-ending days of patient and coworker interactions in lieu of the exhausted work and school schedule I experience. The term self-awareness is a perception that self as a product of an ongoing mental process rather than static and unchanging in today occurs upon us as individuals. When you are constantly moving, constantly going, and in a routine that is never ending, you are unable to take a moment to experience self-awareness as you become part of a never-ending process. It isn't until you have a moment in time or pause that you become reflective of yourself and the emotions you experience. Self-awareness is being in tune with your needs, desires, accomplishments, and failures. Self-awareness seeks to not only view ourselves in the grand scheme of the world, but display emotional intelligence to pursue and see our role along the way. Self-awareness for me was the moment when I realized I had given up on myself and not stopped with the tedious work schedule since the start of COVID, neglecting both myself and my family. Mindfulness is part of reflective practice as it encompasses many aspects and recognizes that reality is liberating attachment to memory of the past and for evaluation of the future. Mindfulness is attached to self-awareness as a product of an ongoing mental process that is constant and unchanging today. Mindfulness is part of the nursing care as it helps to effectively reduce stress and burnout. Listening and speaking with greater attention can lead to more effective communication and better clinical outcomes, particularly in crisis situations. We might practice being mindful of the body, the breath, or the experience of physical change, including sickness and pain. We can also experience being mindful of our responses and our interactions with coworkers and everyday individuals. Mindfulness also builds self-management so we are better able to reflect on what transpired due to our reflections that are not clouded by unresolved feelings or distorted recall that is influenced by confirmatory bias. As we grow in mindfulness, our awareness of ourselves, our interactions, and our environment grow and enable us to engage more effectively in active learning. We become more perspective, more present, more creative, and bring calmness and clarity to the situation. Motivation is part of reflective practice that highlights our reason for perseverance and highlights the goals and potential for us to strive for. As part of motivation, it is driven by emotional regulation that responds to a biophysical, logical stimuli and non-reactive functional situational appropriate manner. Motivation to me is always wanting to be better, not only for myself, but my family, friends, and my patients. The motivation to be the best version of me and to others is my driving to yearn for higher education, as well as advance within my career as a nurse practitioner. As healthcare professionals, we experience and are a part of and see human suffering all around us. It is through our practicing and encompassing yourself in these experiences that we develop compassion and empathy. Through suffering, we learn nurturing and growth and support. Human suffering can be experienced and witnessed. It can be through our empathy and compassion that reinforces change and willingness to help others. Human suffering to me is the despair and hurt of loneliness, failure, and loss of loved ones around you. It is through these terms of emotional intelligence, self-awareness, motivation, human suffering, and mindfulness that reflective practice can teach us not only to be better for ourselves, but to others around us. No matter which paths we take or whatever roads we travel, as a whole, we as individuals end up where we belong in the end. And that is my presentation on reflective practice. Thank you.